Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Griffith, Hawk of Light. And I can tell you right now, there are some things about this figure that are better than Guts. It's still horrible. There's still so much wrong with it that I'm angry again. And I was really hoping to not be, because Guts was just such a pile of garbage. It was the most offensive thing I've seen from Bandai ever. It was bad. And this is better, but not in very many ways. There's all kinds of problems. His big dumb horse is a pile of crap. It weighs about 15 pounds. Whatever, okay, let's just, it's not on the stand because it didn't fit, so let me just unceremoniously just do this. And now we'll look at my package. Alright, it's very much just artwork. Like, there's a little bit of guts of Griffith showing over here, which is fine, like, whatever. The artwork's nice, I like it. Don't think you can recreate it. We have an SH Figuarts action figure that you're not posing. Really, at all. Get ready. But yeah, it's a beautiful box, I like that. You can have him sitting on the horse, and boy, is that lighting generous. Just, you know how they hid the horrible shoulder joint on Guts? This lighting is incredibly generous to make this look nice. Look at the details in that horse right there. Look at that. Oh, you mean all those shadows, they're not actually going to show because the sculpt is really soft and there's zero paint? Yep, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Alright, on the back we get, it's a nice back of the box. You get some posing options, which are basically him standing but turned around, horse standing, him basically standing with his legs split on top of horse. Elbows bent. Like, there's nothing, oh man, oh here we go, here's standing again, elbow bent. Very dynamic posing we have here, guys. And here he is in a very dynamic pose, which is actually just him sitting on the horse, turned sideways, with elbow bent, and arms straight. It's just like, come on. Come on, guys, don't fall for the trick photography. Look where the horse's head is. Of course it's just a photo turned sideways. Bandai, you're really rubbing me the wrong way on these. Alright, okay, here we go. Oh, alright, let's do it. This guy stands, oh man. What's going on here? His spur is all warpy. Didn't even notice that. Alright, we'll get to that. His sword fell apart. Alright, this guy stands about 15.5 centimeters to the top of where his head would be, not counting his hair. That's going to be about 6 inches, give or take. Here he is up against Darwin. Darwin, this is your kind of character for sure. He's a little bit shorter than Darwin. I don't have Guts handy because I put that pile of crap back in its package immediately after the review. I did measure him though. But don't worry, like, you don't want to buy either of these, so it doesn't matter. You can turn it off right now and I wouldn't even be mad, but please keep watching because I need to feed my family. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetics on this guy. The armor's silver, so there's that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Another loose joint? You gotta be kidding me. Armor is silver, I like that. The paint job, not great. If you look at the thing on his chest, like, the gold part is nice. It's just so basic looking, so cheap looking. The face, the details are good. He's very effeminate, which is appropriate, I guess. I don't think it actually looks like him in the face too much. I could just be remembering wrong, but the eyes are especially well done. I like that. The hair has shading in it to make it kind of bluish. I think they could have done better, especially right here where there's a big white spot and then more blue. I think it could have looked better. The cape is very shiny. Let me just do that. Very shiny on that side. A little bit less shiny. It's shiny, but it is 2-ply, so it looks really thick and out of scale. It does have a bendy wire, but it's very, very thick. And as far as I can tell so far, we'll see if I can figure this out. I don't think the cape comes off, which is a problem. Okay, other details to look at on the hands. We do have the armor on top of the black gloves. It's pretty well done, I guess, but it's still very basic. He's supposed to look clean and pristine and everything, but no washing or dry brushing or anything to bring him to life makes it look really cheap. So that's unfortunate. And then you do have his sword, which, by the way, is connected to a strap. This strap right here is just connected to the one sculpted onto his body. So this isn't going anywhere. It's flexible where this strap is, but it can't move at all. It can't rotate or anything. This is just annoying, which is why the basket guard fell right off. And it's meant to come off because you have to swap out the sword, because you'll do this. You'll pull that off so that it looks like he's drawn it from the scabbard. But the way this is connected is just ridiculously bad and cheap. It's so bad and cheap. Look at this, watch this. There's a little hunk of strap just sculpted and poorly painted onto his armor right there. What the heck? What the effing heck? This is way too expensive for this garbage. So it's really unappealing so far. He does have the extra long arms, and people were like, hey, you know what? The artist draws them with long arms sometimes. I'm like, yeah, sometimes he does, but not all the time, and humans don't look like that, so you don't have to do it. But yeah, he's got giant long arms, really skinny legs. Considering he's got armor on, they're really skinny, and then look at his feet. They're even worse than Guts' feet. They're so flat and tiny. They look like duck feet almost. So unfortunate. Really, I don't know, like, Berserk's not my favorite thing ever, but I'm a fan, and I don't understand how they possibly are screwing it up this hard. Right? It's just bad. And let's go ahead and pull off his Weird Al Yankovic, I don't know, sideburns, and look at his cape. The way they've connected it, he's got these kind of fern thingies, whatever these are. And as far as I can tell, they're just meant to hold the cape in place. Except on this one where my cape, it came like that, just totally not connected. Just pulled right through. And as far as I can tell, there's nothing I can do about that. That is just glued in. The little direction thingy on the box doesn't say anything about removing the cape. So that felt like it bent rather than actually rotated. I don't think the cape is meant to come off. Sure doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm gonna count mine as defective. And oh, and by the way, the seam for his hair is terrible, and the face falls off all the time. See? Okay, so aesthetically speaking, for the price point, I can't rate it yet because we have to look at horse. So horse here looks like a dollar store toy. It's so bad. It's just solid white plastic. White plastic here, white plastic here, white plastic here. There's not an ounce of shading or paint on the horse itself anywhere. They did put his little ribbons in here, his braids or whatever it is, in the neck, so I like that. That's fine. The silver, again, just silver, no wash, so it's really cheap looking. Same thing for the gold and the brown. There's just no detail paint at all. None. Oh, and by the way, this part is like the thing that's draped over the horse. It's a nice flat finish. I know it's hard to film this. I have it as dark as I can get it without it being weird. Anyway, this is a nice flat finish, and this is okay, but the horse's legs are an entirely different color white. This is like a classic white where this is a cool white. And it's shiny. It's just bare shiny plastic that's a little bit off white. It looks so cheap. And then the face of the horse. The eye, just solid black, no shading anywhere, no detail anywhere. What the heck? It's just such a cheap piece of crap. And there's no articulation, by the way. None. I thought we were gonna get a horse that had some articulation. Zero. They didn't even do a good job of making the horse look good under the thing. Like, what's going on there? It's so cheap and crappy. But don't worry, guys. I'm gonna cover this accessory right now. We do have the reins for him to hold. That's what this is, so he can put it in his hand right at this part here. And then you have one that's just floating. What is that for? I guess for him to hold just with one hand like looped around it? I don't know. Why bother? Is that necessary? I don't know, but also it just kind of tabs in right there and falls out all the time. So this thing's as unpleasant to handle as Guts was. It sucks. Not just the horse, the whole thing. But okay, aesthetically speaking, 3 out of 10 for all of them. The horse ruins it completely, and then Griffith, his face is off. Griffith is hardly any better. Not good. It's not good. Okay, as for accessories, so you saw Griffith with his hair out. All right, he has two faces for that hair. He has the normal one, and then he has one where he's just ever so slightly smiling. But it's hardly noticeable. It's there, but it's just barely different. So you do have that. Okay, so you have the two faces there. Then you get the whole alternate head, which is the helmeted head, which is pretty cool. The helmet up front, the top part of the helmet, can go back. Oh, by the way, you only get the one head here. I don't understand this. Maybe somebody can clue me in. You only get the one faceplate for this head, but it's removable. So I don't understand why it's removable. That's weird to me. But this piece does have a little tab on either side to let it go up and down, and it works okay. At first I had to force it over the face to make it work, but then it did. So that's good. It looks nice. I like it. But it did have to force it over the hair first time. It kept wanting to pop off instead, but it did work out ultimately, so that's good. You do get an alternate hair piece. Again, it comes disconnected from this. I'm not sure why, because it only works for this head. But you do get the hairpiece and this head, so technically a whole alternate head and another blank expression faceplate. Alright, so you get that. Then for the hands, you get the two loose hands or relaxed hands that come on them in the package. One rein holding hand, a couple of gripping hands, then some wide open hands. That's it. Okay, for his hands and his body and everything, that's it. And you get the sword. That's it. It's such a disappointing figure again. Oh, also the sideburns have to be swapped from head to head instead of making them part of the actual hair, which is just completely annoying. This doesn't stay together well. The sideburns don't stay in properly. And you already saw the sword fell apart. Handling this figure is almost as bad as handling Guts. Although the cape is permanently on him, so in some ways it's even more annoying. Accessory-wise, I'll go 7 out of 10. At least the helmeted head is pretty cool. If you're counting the horse, 0 out of 10. Alright, let's talk about the articulation. Double ball peg for the head to neck, and then another ball peg down in the neck itself. That's where everything's happening because, oh my gosh, I didn't do that on purpose. This freaking thing falls apart constantly, and you're just not going to get any range out of up here because there's all this cape and hair and everything in the way, and as soon as you try to do anything, the face falls off. Very annoying. The hair is on a ball hinge, and it does this. Remember Cars from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? He had hair similar to this guy, and his was way nicer than this. So this sucks. This whole area sucks. His shoulders are a little bit better. I can't really show you on this side because of this big shoulder pad here. It's the same on this side though, so I'll show you here. Alright, this shoulder pad's a little bit smaller. So on this arm, or on this figure, we do get a butterfly joint. Can you see that even? Kind of. It's just unsculpted in there. It's just a big glob of black plastic. It's not sculpted at all. So that's like his ball-pegged butterfly joint, which actually works well enough. I guess that's fine. But then get this, he's got a traditional shoulder. I mean, more so than Guts, and it works significantly better. And then the shoulder pad is just on a separate hinge. So it's significantly better to handle and to pose than Guts, which isn't saying much because Guts was an absolute travesty. This side, you can't really do much still because of the... Oh, woosah, woosah, woosah. You still can't do much because the shoulder pad just gets in the way. So forget about posing this guy. It's why every pose on the package was Griffith standing still, basically. Can I even get this back in? Okay. Oh, look, the cape completely came off now. Great, well, good. Now I have a reason to try to get a refund because this piece is... Anyway, you do get your bicep swivel. It's a standard bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. Not very much range. It's okay. It's better than Guts, but still not good. And then little tiny ball hinge wrist. Oh my gosh. Does anything not fall off of this piece of shit? His pegs, ironically, are slightly bigger than Guts, but the hands still fall off because there's no retention. There's zero retention. Oh my goodness, these figures are so bad. Okay, I'm never getting a review sample from Bandai again. Not that this was, but if they watch my videos, that's not gonna happen. Alright, basic limited articulation at the torso, almost none. Doesn't even rotate well. Just a basic ball peg with a figure 8 shaped body. What the... Okay, and then for the hips, they're a little bit better than Guts, but he still has really wide birthing hips. His aren't as floppy as the other ones, and they can come together at least. It's a little bit better, like I said, but it's still not good. He's not as floppy either, but he's still fairly floppy, depending on which joint you touch and which thing falls off. So yeah, like I said before, he's slightly better, but that's only because how bad Guts was. Guts was terrible, and Griffith just isn't as bad. Oh, great. Are you shitting me? Alright, so they had the idea, apparently, to make his spur part of the leg armor, which you already saw came warped from the packaging, whatever. That happens. I didn't realize that if you use his ankle joint, it just is going to break the figure. I don't know, I was thinking that maybe there was an extra piece here. I didn't look at it that close. That would let this slide up, but no. Nope. It's just gonna break if you bend his ankle back. So don't do that. Going forward, you get very little range. Going to the side, you get little range, and then toe hinge is just a floppy mess, even though it's well sculpted. So, yeah, another pile of garbage. Steaming, hot pile of garbage. Articulation on this guy gets a 1 out of 10. I'm going to give them a 1 point just for having traditional shoulders. I'm grasping at straws here. All right. Yeah, another don't buy it no matter what sort of situation. It's so bad. It's so freaking bad. I'm so thankful that this is busted, that I can try to get a refund on it. I don't know. Big Bad Toy Store is usually pretty good about that kind of stuff, but we'll see. I'm guessing they're going to get a bunch of people asking for refunds on these garbage figures, and then there might be a little bit less inclined to do it. But yeah, do not... I'm so tired of the parts falling for this figure. Everything I try to do on this guy falls off of him and onto the floor. It's annoying. Okay, so time for the final verdict on this release. I was hoping it was going to be significantly better than Guts. It was slightly better than Guts, and that's not good enough. Oh my gosh, these things. Whose idea was it to make them separate pieces that have to be swapped out? They need to be connected to this piece of hair. I just realized they actually are his sideburns. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's the wrong side. I don't know if it just fell out again. The whole damn thing fell off. There we go. I think it goes on that side. Let me peg these in. Do it like a smart person. We'll peg them in, even though I shouldn't have to think this hard to handle an action figure that I paid out the ass for. Alright, let's see if I put the hair on now, if it actually connects better. Slightly. Alright, there's a little bit of touching there. It's so bad. Okay, final verdict on this, 0 out of 10. Don't buy it. Piece of garbage. Way too expensive. Horse is a bigger piece of garbage than I thought it was going to be. The figure's no good. This whole Berserk line looks like it's going down in a flaming ship. A flaming, sinking ship filled with garbage. And sadness. So, there it is, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.